The year is 1968.
Good evening. Dr. Martin Luther King
Senator Robert Francis Kennedy
has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee.
died at 1:44 a.m. today, June 6, 1968.
He lost a lot of people.
They know what's going on in this country somewhere.
Who should be our president?
But a lot of people out there don't know where it's at. They think it's the black people doing it.
Everything bad is black, so he's been brainwashed.
And all that's going on, and yet the music of Motown was growing in the hearts of everyone.
The Motown sound was created by one of these three men. What is your name, please?
My name is Berry Gordy Jr.
Today, I am president of the Motown Record Corporation, the world's largest independent record company.
The record company that really put Detroit on the map. Not all over the country, but all over the world.
Thanks to the teenager, the record business is a big, big business.
They marketed Motown as the sound of young America.
1968, we had 5 records out of the top 10 on the Billboard charts.
There were so many artists made famous at Motown.
How do you go about finding guys like Smokey and the Marvelettes?
First of all, you don't find guys like that.
We were doing a show at the Regal Theater in Chicago, and it was like a talent show type of thing, and we won. And Gladys Knight was there, as well as a guy named Bobby Taylor, and they told Motown about us.
Joe Jackson and Catherine were very into their children, and they were struggling trying to get these young men introduced into the entertainment world. Joe had come by, he would bring them by the theater every single day. We were with Motown at the time, and I went and I called the company and I asked them if they could send a representative out to see these young kids because they were performing on the talent show that Wednesday night.
It was Gladys Knight and a guy named Bobby Taylor, and they were so impressed with what we were doing.
Motown was interested in seeing us audition for them.
And Berry Gordy wasn't interested at first.
I did not want a kids group because I had Stevie Wonder and, chaperone teachers, and his mother was really tough, so.
Do you feel bad collecting royalties off it, Stevie?
So we went to Berry Gordy's mansion estate in Detroit, indoor pool, and all the Motown stars were there, from the Supreme, the Temptations, the Marvelette, the Miracles. And we auditioned, and they loved it.
What did you see in that family and those kids, in Michael in particular, that made you
Well,
feel
Michael was, of course, he was phenomenal because he could dance like James Brown, he sang like Jackie Wilson.
Just say you will, say you will.
We're singing, and all these people are watching us. And we did our whole show, and they loved it. They really raved over it. And Diana Ross came over to us, and she said, especially, I loved what I saw, and she said she wanted to take special interest in our career. And Motown moved us out to California. Half of the group stayed with Berry Gordy. Half of the group stayed with Diana Ross. And we recorded and recorded.
Diana Ross at a place called the Daisy here in Hollywood had a private party to introduce some friends of hers she had discovered.
When Michael, the Jackson 5, came to Motown, I was there when they did their first audition.
All these years we heard Diana Ross saw them and discovered them.
I didn't carry a whole lot of weight at the company at that time.
And Berry gave me an opportunity to introduce them on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Our audience tonight is Diana Ross and the Supremes, who discovered the Jackson 5 in Gary, Indiana. Wasn't it Gary, Indiana? Stand up and take a bow there. Diana Ross.
I tell you what to say, what not to say, the lies I had to tell. Diana discovered the Jacksons. That wasn't true. She did not discover us.
Now here are 5 brothers from Gary, Indiana, ranging in age from 10 to 18. They're a sensational group. Here, the Jackson 5.
I'll tell you a story about a girl I met at school one day during Sandbox.
Do you remember when you first discovered that you had a special musical talent?
My mother caught me making my bed one day, and I was singing. And she said to my father that I could sing, and he didn't want to hear of it. He said that Jermaine's the lead singer, not Michael.
Okay, first we have Jermaine, Toriano Jackson, Marlon, Jackie, Ronnie on the organ, and Johnny on the drums.
She forced him to listen to me, and once he listened to me, from that moment on, I was the lead singer of the group. And we Did our first single, I Want You Back, it was gold, as well as ABC, The Love You Save, Never Can Say, on and on and on.
How long you been singing?
3 years.
Was I right? Are you 9 or 10? I've forgotten.
9.
He was 11.
You have to lie about this. Michael made this handicapped girl walk again because he saved Chester the cat. There was no Chester the cat. It was just lie.
First we started in Gary, Indiana.
The story of Gary, Indiana is the story of many American industrial cities.
2 world wars and a major economic depression. Gary came through these national crises in fairly good shape. As long as the steel industry remained strong, the economy was strong.
In Gary, Indiana, my father worked in the steel mill, and we lived on a street called Jackson Street.
But it was still a one-industry town. Gary was also rapidly becoming one of the most black cities in America, but was still a town with strong segregation.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 3 sisters and 6 brothers.
Weston is knocked down.
I know you were a boxer, right?
Yes, I took up a trade. It was a welding trade, a local trade. I worked 2 jobs almost 10 years.
To keep food on the table, it wasn't easy to support 9 kids.
We didn't have much, but what we had, we was happy with.
You encouraged them to form this music group. I wonder if you'd tell us how you got them together and kept them practicing.
We used to have a little band of our own, and the boys were very small. They would sit around and listen while we would rehearse our music. And when they got bigger, they could begin to fumble around with some of the instruments, and we saw that they were capable of doing the thing if somebody got behind them and pushed them. And so we got behind them 100%.
Kate Jackson persuaded her husband, a weekend musician himself, to take over the act. A steel worker, Joe started moonlighting as his son's manager.
I decided to deal with the boys as much as I possibly can as far as rehearsing them.
There must have been sacrifices.
There was a lot of instruments to buy, and it cost a lot of money, drums and guitars, and I had all this stuff piled up on top of the Volkswagen microbus.
When Michael came into the picture, the whole thing started changing because the harmony started fitting in. Catherine would work with them when I'm at work, and when I got off from work, I would rehearse them. Sometimes 2 hours,
Did they resent it?
Yes.
He didn't allow us to call him Daddy, and I wanted to call him Daddy so bad. He said, "I'm not Daddy, I'm Joseph to you."
Well, you had all those kids running, hollering around and hollering, Dad, Dad, Dad. It gets to be, sounds kind of funny to me, but I didn't care too much about what they called me, just as long as they was able to listen to me and what I had to tell them, in order to make their life successful. This was the main thing.
Has anybody thought about making that transition?
Now, you said young, been in show business all his life, and lights up the stage. Now, you want to tell me who's young, who's been in show business all his life, and lights up the stage except me and Ed Sullivan?
Well, there's one of them.
Who?
Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you agree?
Michael, Marlon, Jermaine, Tito, and Big Jackie, the mighty, mighty Jackson 5.
When it came out, it was like a machine. Boom.
5 young brothers from Gary, Indiana, have 3 #1 records.
The Jackson 5. This represents 1 million records sold.
It was the first time that black kids had a young group that was fabulous,
How would you say the audience reacts in most cases?
Acted wow.
It's the same nerve the Beatles touched low these many years ago. Only this time it's a group of black teenagers, fronted by an 11-year-old soul brother.
Who do you admire the most in the music business?
I like the Beatles.
Maintain a certain discipline within the group and all its activities.
Because that's the only time you can hold a group together by rules, and they must be followed. to the fullest extent.
You travel the world and you see things, you meet people, you go places, but then there's the other side. There were times when I had great times with my brothers, pillow fights and things, but I used to always cry from loneliness.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for our national anthem, will be sung by the Jackson 5.
He lost the ability to be a kid before his 12th birthday. Michael Jackson really was never able to go anywhere without a bodyguard.
We made it a rule that they shouldn't go anywhere without maybe a bodyguard or something like that, which we had.
You know, people to protect him from his success.
You don't get to do things that other children get to do. You know, the simple things that they so much take for granted. Having friends and slumber parties and buddies and just hanging out.
But I do. Yeah. Well, most of my songs are fast.
I think James Brown is a genius, you know. And I used to watch him on television. And I used to get angry at the cameraman because whenever he would really start to dance, they would be on a close-up and I couldn't see his feet. So I would throw things, I'd be angry. I said, show him, so I could watch and learn.
Every single and every album the Jackson 5 has put out has sold more than 1 million copies, and they're the only American group to have 4 consecutive #1 records.
They're one of the most exciting music groups in the entire world. They have sold, believe it or not, over 50 million.
You boys are wonderful.
I remember my brothers always being on the road, and I was at home with my mother and my sisters, and I remember getting up every Saturday morning with my pajamas on and waiting for their Saturday morning cartoon to come on.
I'm going back to bed.
You can go back to bed, but I know I'm going.
Where?
I said!
Michael, now you are the lead singer of the group. You're also the youngest. You're how old?
11.
Do they give you any trouble, your brothers?
Not really, because we all sing, and whatever we do it together as a group.
On stage for me was home. I was most comfortable on stage. But once I got off stage, I was like very sad.
What school do you go to? Do you go to a school?
Yeah, I go to private school in the Valley.
Do the kids stare at you because you're so rich and famous?
I remember precisely going to Motown studios to record. Right across the street from the studio was a park. And I could hear the roar of the Little League team, and they're playing soccer and football and volleyball. And I remember a lot of the times looking back and really hiding my face, crying.
He's the lead singer and the youngest member of the Jackson 5. He loves sketching and drawing, playing basketball and candy and bubble gum. Please join me in a special dating game welcome for a fine young man, Michael Jackson.
There's a few girls over there want to take you home with them, and well, who knows?
Raised in a world with adults. When kids were playing in bed sleeping, I was up doing clubs. I was doing club dates, 3 in the morning. The striptease would come on after us. We were performing, and we didn't have friends. My brothers were like my friends, but we worked. There was no Christmas, there were birthdays, and we were very strict on witnesses.
And this was still America.
Fellas, I want to say how happy I am to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you. I'm really happy to be here. You know the Osmond brothers, and are you friends with them?
The Dynamite Jackson 5, followed by the brand new out-of-sight Osmond Show.
We met in Canada. We had a good time together.
You just issued a single record on your own, not with the rest of the group.
Where Willard ended, Ben begins.
Now, sometimes when that happens in a group, everybody says, he's going to leave and go off on his own. Is that what you're going to do?
The first nominated song is Ben, from the picture Ben. It'll be sung by a young man whose talent is mature, but whose age suggests that maybe he shouldn't even be up this late. 1/5 of the Jackson 5, Michael Jackson.
This performance of Ben at the Academy Awards in 1973 was the first time that Michael really stepped out on his own.
Did you ever have any visions that your kids would be this successful?
I had a vision it would happen, but it took a lot of rehearsals.
Not only were we practicing, we were nervous rehearsing because he sat in a chair and he had this bell in his hand. And if you didn't do it the right way, he would tear you up, really get you.
How often would he beat you?
Too much. And I got it a lot of times, but I think my brother Marlon got it the most because he had a hard time at first. And he tried so hard. It was always, do it like Michael, you know, but the others were very nervous, and I was nervous too.
He would oil you down, your whole ritual. He would oil you down, so when the flip of the ironing cord hit you, which is, you know, and you just flipped all over your face, your back, everywhere. And I always hear my mother back, no, Joe, you're gonna kill him, no. You know, like, I was like, I would just give up. I'd go, there's nothing I can do, you know.
Yeah. What's gonna happen when your voice changes?
Just change.
You and I are in the same boat, really, you know?
Because we both sing with a group made of our own brothers, most of them older and one younger.
Right.
That's it?
Right.
The Jackson 5.5.
I'm Jermaine.
Jermaine.
I'm Tito. Marlon.
I'm Randy.
Randy.
Jackie.
Jackie.
And I'm Michael.
They're, without a doubt, one of the most popular singing groups in the entire world today.
On tour, we have a lot of fans, and wherever we go, they follow us, and they scream and holler. And we have 3 sisters at home.
Hello out there, my name is Joe Jackson. All these up here is the Jackson family.
Jackson family, they lived in a ghetto in Gary, Indiana, and they made it. And they're so tight-knit, my hand.
Hi, I'm Ruby. And I'm LaToya. I'm Janet Jackson.
He wanted me to, I guess maybe, I don't know if I was his golden child or whatever it was. Some may call it a strict disciplinarian or whatever, but he was very strict, very hard.
He'd look in the audience and he'd make a face like this. He'd go, well, I can't mess up, he's gonna kill her. They would just scare the Jesus out of him.
Dancing Machine with sold how many copies?
4 million.
So I'd like to know, first of all, how do you feel being up there alone, and are you gonna make appearances by yourself?
No, I'm just doing this because these are solo songs for my album, and they put them on the Jackson 5 album. The other guys are resting.
You sure have accomplished a lot for someone so young. Listen, what are you going to be when you grow up anyway?
The most tense time of life for me was the changing from Motown to CBS.
In 1975, the group announced they were leaving Motown after learning they were earning only 2.8% of royalties. Their new deal at CBS promised 20%.
2 guys named Ronald Luxembourg and Steve Popovich. They were with Epic, and they came to me and said, we want to sign the Jacksons, you know, as a group.
Jermaine was married to Hazel Gordy, so he stayed at Motown.
What would you like to do?
Mainly producing and writing. That's what I'm into now.
We sold over 60 million records. And we just come with a new company, a new family of people, good working people, call themselves the Epic people, the Epic family. We're glad to be with them.
One of the most important things to being successful is listening. It's listening and watching and being a good person to work with, easy to work with. Oh yeah, I'm interested in promotion. I want to do things that's never been done before. I want to be able to translate my music to different countries, Africa, Japan, New Zealand, Scotland.
Janet, would you tell the people out there how you like recording your first song?
Well, it was fun.
I remember when we were little, I used to ask her to be Ginger Rogers while I was Fred Astaire.
Welcome back, brother. You're such a drag.
I'm gonna be a basketball star, see? That's why I ain't gotta mess with all your jive, homework, and stuff. You know what I mean?
Tell me something. What made you think you were good enough?
How long did you date Michael Jackson? Was it like 2 dates?
No. It was on and off for a few years.
What era was this?
That was his first record with the Jacksons.
Oh,
I'm 14.
Okay.
But I had met him when I was 13. So we did a lot of chatting. He was 18.
Who I really loved a lot was Tatum O'Neal. But I don't think I was ready for some of the things he was talking about. I remember her telling me to come over to her house. They have a Beverly Hills house too. And what she's gonna do to me when I come. So I'm scared to death. I came over there trying to be Mr. Big Shot and brave, and she touched the button of my shirt to open it, and she just walked away. She knew I was too shy for it.
I took him to Hefner's house. He was so isolated that even me coming and bringing in just a little of life was so big for him.
What are you looking forward to in the future, man?
Recording other artists and
going into acting. We get a lot of scripts in, but we haven't found the exact script that we want to use. Picking and deciding.
Think you may be a big movie star one day, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to give it a try.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing a movie called The Wiz with Diana Ross and myself, and it's going very well.
Mike and I were extremely close, so we moved to New York together. And going to the set every day, he just embraced it with great joy. But most of all, what he would always say, I'm learning so much, LaToya. You have no idea.
Knowledge is power.
We were so used to being with family, being controlled by my father, but yet you could do what you wanted.
Production had to pay Joe $100,000 for Michael to do the film. And Michael began hanging out with Broadway star Stephanie Mills.
He used to come to the show all the time and hang out backstage with me. But Michael was really, really shy, but I was aggressive.
Oh, girl, you know, at that time, I was, 15, 16 years old? Every girl in America wanted to be Mrs. Michael Jackson, and I just knew that I was going to be Mrs. Michael Jackson.
He lived on Sutton Place, and he was filming the Wiz movie, and I used to go over and spend the night, and I would do his laundry. Michael was a great kisser. I kissed him. He was a great kisser.
Michael Jackson began his career as the junior member of the Jackson 5. Their big break came when they were discovered by Diana Ross. In this film, he plays opposite her as the Scarecrow.
Ta-da! When I was real small and I saw the original Wizard of Oz, the Judy Garland version, I always fell in love with the Scarecrow. I think most kids do because you feel sorry for him.
Don't you carry nothing that might be a load.
When I did my scenes, I mean, I would get reports and different reviewers tell me how the kids, audience would be crying and everything because these crows would torture me so badly.
Michael may be the purest talent I've ever seen. He's incapable of a false moment. He's so true that anything around him has to become true, or if you don't work honestly around it, you're going to look as if you're faking it.
It was exciting, quick, fast. I met a lot of people while I was there. I went to Studio 54. It was real neat.
It's 3 in the morning in Manhattan, and still at Studio 54, people crowd the doors, hoping to get in.
Hi, sweetheart.
It's been a long day for you, and you're unwinding here?
You mean today? No, we're all finished with the movie. But I'm just relaxing now.
Just hanging out in New York?
Yes, Studio 54. I like the atmosphere of Studio 54. I've been to a lot of discotheques, and I don't like them. I don't know the feeling. I mean, the excitement of the props coming down and the balcony. It's just exciting, honestly.
When I would be on hiatus from Good Times, and I would to Mother said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to go to New York and visit Mike," and they take me to 54.
It's really escapism.
My agent at the time, Sue Mengers, she would forever regret telling me not to go to the Wiz premiere with him, and he never forgave me for that.
So that broke his heart, broke my heart, and I could never really get it back after that.
You're just coming off what must have been an unusual experience for you with the Wiz. A superstar became an even bigger superstar, a movie star. The Jacksons produced the Destiny album, your first try at that, and I understand there are also some songs within the album that you guys wrote, right?
That's true. We wrote all the songs. This is our first time ever producing an album and writing all the songs, and it's something we always wanted to do. And
But you're scared?
No, not at all. Because we know we know what we're capable of doing, and we just, did our best.
We joined CBS, and I didn't know anybody there. I didn't know what. All I knew was, what we were supposed to do in the contract, and understood everything. And they thought that Gamble and Huff should produce us, and they did. And we came up with some pretty good songs with them. "Show You the Way to Go," which was a big hit, as well as Enjoy Yourself. Since we've been in the studio so many years, something just told us that we should start doing our own thing. It's time to write. Something let you know that it's time for you to go out and do it yourself. So we decided to write and produce our own songs. And we finally did. We went in and we wrote the Destiny album. And that was double platinum.
Your career now, or have you gone down a little bit? Or are you expecting bigger and better things?
Doing the Wiz and all the work that he had done and the growth that came with it took him mentally in a different direction, saying, I want to do a solo album. Whose idea was it for you to have a solo career as well as having a career with your brothers?
That was Berry Gordy's idea. In our early years at Motown, he thought that I should, spin out and do a little more. When we left Motown, we joined CBS and we did a couple of albums. We signed a contract for, a certain amount of albums for the Jacksons and a certain amount for me as a solo artist.
50,000 people, the largest crowd of the season, showed up at Chicago's Comiskey Park for the twilight doubleheader between the White Sox and the Detroit Tigers. 15,000 others had to be turned away. Many had come for Disco Demolition Night, a promotional gimmick. Between games, as planned, a huge box containing thousands of...
Late 70s, disco ruled radio, but as it grew, it became racialized and politicized. During the Disco Sucks backlash, critic David Marsh noted many white male listeners saw disco as tied to Black, Latino, and gay communities, and reacted against it. What seemed like a rejection of a sound was often a reaction to who it represented.
How do you feel about the discotheque kind of stuff? Do you think that there's a lot of songs on this that'll be like discotheque?
Music is music. If you can dance to it, fine. People love to dance. You go out Friday night, you want to party, you want to dance, you want to really get crazy, live life off the wall. And that's what it's all about. Call it disco or whatever. It's dance, music. And people shouldn't categorize it racially.
How have you taken it over the last 5 years? I mean,
Success?
Yeah. Has it affected you much?
In a joyful way, in a rejoicing way, because I love it. You have to like it to be in it this long, or you'd go crazy. So I met Quincy before at Sammy Davis's house a long time ago. Sammy told him, this guy's really gonna...
I look at Michael Jackson and I go, wow.
I wasn't even paying attention. I said, so he thinks. And I met Quincy there. I think he was doing soundtracks and scores and stuff. But the real meeting with Quincy, the real marriage, was the Wiz Project. And we really got to know one another, and we worked beautifully together. I called Quincy up one day. I said, Quincy, we're ready to do an album, a solo album. I've written the songs, that I want to do, but I want a real good, producer to work with me. I didn't really want, I wasn't asking him to do it. And he said, sure. And he said, why don't you let me do it? I said, that's a great idea. And that's how Off the Wall came about.
On the tracks that you produced, how did the workload share out for you and Quincy?
I did the music. I wrote the music, wrote the lyrics, the melody and everything. But Quincy and I produced it together.
And the idea of being separated from them, does that hurt?
No, it doesn't. It hurts when it's inside of me and it can't get out. It's hidden from the world.
And you don't feel guilty or worried about your brothers?
No.
Off the Wall, another thriller from Michael Jackson.
Tell me, your new album, it sounds like it's going to be a success. How do you feel about it?
It feels wonderful. The singles out, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough in the Story, really incredible.
The crowd that greeted the Jacksons at the airport last night was so huge, so chaotic, that some of the group's managers expressed concern about crowd control at the concert tonight.
The Jacksons have good reason to smile. You would too if your current tour of 42 cities was completely sold out.
There are some people who feel that a person such as yourself, who's been on stage since the age of 5, has grown up in a fantasy, that your life is a fantasy.
I have seen many worlds. I just one.
What does it feel like to see that? People yelling, Michael, Michael.
I'm two different people. On and off stage, I formed a personality. That's me. And I can't get away from that. It's just the whole overall thing it's hard to deal with. It really is.
It must be hard to have real friends.
Yes. I'm most comfortable on stage than any place in the world. Being around, everyday people and stuff, I feel strange. I do.
Michael's quiet now. When he was younger, he wasn't that quiet. But I don't know. I think the stage might have done that to him.
because wherever he go, everybody's coming out to see Michael Jackson, you know, want to look at him and see what he looks like. And he said he feels like an animal in a
My
cage.
father started rehearsing us every day after school. Other kids would be outside playing and they would tease us, oh, you're doing this, you're not going to get nowhere, you're not going to. But we just rehearsed every day.
Do you think your father was too strict?
Yes.
No, he's going to kill me.
I don't think he realizes to this day how scared. I mean, scared. So scared that I would regurgitate his presence, just seeing him. And sometimes I'd faint, and my bodyguards would have to hold me up.
If I danced wrong, if I sang the wrong note, I'd get a hell beat out of me. I'd get thrown in the face. So instead of taking that out on other people, I withdrew and I took it out of myself. There was nothing I could control in my life with my youth. And Jeff would tell me, oh, you're so black, or you have such a big nose.
It's like a new awareness among black people that their own natural appearance, its physical appearance is beautiful and it's pleasing to them. For so many, many years, we were told that only white people were beautiful. Only straight hair, light eyes, light skin was beautiful.
And I had pimples so badly, and it made me so shy. I used to not look at myself. I'd wash my face in the dark. Really? My father teased me. He would tell me I'm ugly.
What does that do to someone who's going through adolescence?
You want to die. And on top of it, you got to go on stage in the spotlight in front of hundreds of thousands of people and just, God, it's hard. I would have been happier wearing a mask.
In 1979, Michael broke his nose during a dance rehearsal and underwent his first rhinoplasty.
2 months after its release, Rock With You is still climbing the charts.
Michael has always been sort of the star.
Yeah, he's been highlighted the most because he's the lead singer and he's up front, you know.
Michael Jackson continues to be the nucleus around which the group revolves. How does it feel to be back in Indiana?
God, it's wonderful. This is our home.
I feel I'm here on earth for a reason, and I think that's my job to do that. I've been doing it for so long, and as long as the people enjoy it, I'll always be happy.
Do you ever want to stop?
No, don't stop till you get enough.
1980, the start of a new decade.
We'd all like to know what the secret is to having the #1 best-selling album in the nation.
Well, I think the secret is getting everybody to buy your album.
Off the wall, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson! Michael Jackson! He just had blockbuster success with his album Off the Wall. Ladies and gentlemen, my baby, Michael Jackson!
I want to be with someone. I want to know what a relationship is all about before I die. I thought I was with Diana. It was just in my own mind.
I knew that you were going to be a giant star. I really did.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, but I didn't know. What I didn't know is that you were going to get so sexy.
Well, I always knew you would.
What?
Be sexy.
And here are the singing and acting co-stars of The Wiz. Glamorous Diana Ross and handsome Michael Jackson.
Oh, so we're going to do something soon. He's going to play my son. How do you feel about that? It's great.
In just the past month, the Jacksons released a short, futuristic film titled The Triumph.
Eventually I want to do film. That's my next big step, really.
Don't miss The Jacksons, starring the incredible Michael Jackson, America's hottest performers, summer's hottest ticket.
It was the 80s. Excess, glamour,
Then,
and him.
Ronald Reagan for president. Let's make America great again.
The boys also have the Midas touch when it comes to record sales. Their fans adore them, and they can count some celebrities among them.
Michael's provocative flirtation undoes even the most elaborate security system.
You are coming back to Los Angeles. Fourth date has been added. What's it like?
This might be it. This might be the last one.
The last one.
Maybe, yeah. I think so.
Despite being one of the biggest albums of '79, Off the Wall was passed over for an Album of the Year nomination at the Grammys.
He came in and he told me, he said, Mother, next year, they're going to have to give it to me.
His father and everybody else says, you can't make him any bigger. I said, we'll see.
In early 1982, recording for his 6th album began.
Quincy goes into the control room. We're all standing there waiting to
see what he's going to say. You know what he told us? He said, okay, guys, we're here to save the recorded music industry.
Overpressing, overshipping, and then the reckoning. Tastes wavered. Retailers returned records by the millions, and record makers searched for reasons. And the record makers began looking for new super sounds. They tried groups like Fleetwood Mac. Their big record, Tusk, last fall was expected to bring people back to the stores.
Well, it didn't work.
We wanted the sonic values of Thriller to really recharge the industry.
I remember staying there many, many times with just Michael in the studio, laying down the tracks, and no matter how good it was, you know, I think Lindsay always had to have another take, because he's perfectionist in that way.
Anybody who's worked with him notices this. The way he'll make you do a thing until it's perfect. He'll say, it's beautiful, we have a take. Then he'll say, well, can you give us one more?
It's a question of doing something over and over and over and over again until you get it right.
And I feel guilty having to put my name sometimes on the songs that I do write them. And I compose them, I write them, I do the scoring, I do the lyrics, I do the melodies. But still, it's the work of God.
We made Thriller in 8 weeks.
It was really a marathon because in 3 months' time we did a Thriller and the E.T. Storybook album.
E.T., the Extraterrestrial, a specially produced storybook album with dialogue and music from the Academy Award-winning movie narrated by Michael Jackson.
Michael, why is it, do you think, that you're able to cross over when so many others aren't able to?
Hollywood is much more interested right now than they've ever been before in the musical talent combining with the visual images. The videotape disc.
MTV, music, television, video music, 24 hours a day, and a stereo.
I want my MTV.
Some prominent black musicians are complaining that they are being left out of the video market, specifically the music, television, cable operation.
It's a solid enterprise with it, and it's got a lot going for it. I'm just floored by the fact that there's so few black artists featured on it.
I screamed bloody murder when MTV refused to air his videos. They argued that their format, White Rock, excluded Michael's music. I argued they were racist assholes.
So Walter Yetnikoff said, really, okay, if you don't play Michael Jackson, I'm pulling Billy Joel and everybody else that I have off of MTV.
I've never been more forceful or obnoxious. I've also never been as effective. With added pressure from Quincy Jones, they caved in. And in doing so, the MTV color line came crashing down.
In the past few months, MTV has increased the number of black videos it programs to include Michael Jackson.
Billie Jean is Michael Jackson's single that is currently #1 on the Rhythm and Blues and pop single charts.
Michael Jackson is back in action with his new album, Thriller.
Epic Records recently brought in Jane Fonda to present Michael with a double platinum album for his Thriller LP, an event marking sales of 2 million.
He understood the importance of having a big white star giving him this plaque.
Michael has #1 single on the pop charts, #1 album on the pop charts, #1 single on the R&B charts, #1 album on the R&B charts.
I was raised on stage, and when I'm not on stage, I'm not as happy, and everything seems to be foreign to me or new. And I'm just now beginning to enjoy friendship, which is new for me.
Let's give another standing ovation for a young man sitting behind you that you have no idea who's in the audience. Michael Jackson, brother Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. I love you.
We whispered in my James Brown too.
Prince got on stage and knocked over that light pole and really messed up badly and embarrassed himself. Prince used to watch that videotape. Prince knew exactly what Michael was up to. I said, don't you guys just want to be viewed as friends? I'll never forget the look Prince gave me. And he just kind of turned around and he just said, don't be naive. Not asking me because he wants me to be his friend. This is competition.
The way you just did it was perfect, but please remember.
Dear Quincy, we're all part of history in the making. Thriller is one of the biggest albums
I
ever.
told you before this evening was going to contain a lot of wonderful surprises, and I wasn't kidding. Like this next group, for instance.
The Motown show, that's what I think was the most important step in the whole Thriller process of making him this superstar.
You know, those were good songs. I like those songs a lot, but especially I like the new songs.
Ever since we were kids, we've always wanted to dance or keep the time to the music. And that's part of us. It's like something we have to have.
I've always loved to dance. When I was just real little, I used to watch Sammy Davis, Fred Astaire, and James Brown. The moonwalk came from these beautiful children, these black kids who live in the ghettos and, you know, the inner cities. They come up with these dances. All I did was enhance the dance.
I wanted to do the 5 spins and go on the toes and freeze there, and just hold it and stay there, you know, and I didn't, but they didn't know.
When I did Motown 25 and I did the moonwalk for the first time, I was backstage crying afterwards because I was unhappy. But then as I was walking to the car, there was this little boy, he was like 12, this little Jewish kid, and he said, "You're amazing. Who taught you to ever dance like that?" And for the first time, I felt I did a good job because I know children don't lie, and I just felt so good about it then. After my Motown performance, where I performed Billie Jean, I was nominated for an Emmy, in which I lost. But my real award was the next day after the show when Fred Astaire called my house. He said, "I saw the show last night. I taped it. I watched it twice this morning." And he said, "You're incredible. You're a hell of a mover." And I said, "God, thank you. It's so wonderful for you to say that because I think you're the best."
Thriller redefined who American pop was allowed to center. Michael Jackson became one of the country's most powerful cultural exports. Seen everywhere, claimed by everyone, owned by no one, not even himself.
Tito, get me some tissue.
Thriller, of all the songs in the album, seems like you can do much more video-wise, no, movie-wise, than any of the songs because of the story and all the visuals and monsters and stuff. And so I came up with an idea of thinking that I really want to change, metamorphosis into some other creature. And I saw American Werewolf in London. I really liked it. And I said, "Who's the director who did it?" And he said, John Landis. We're trying to bring back the motion picture shorts, which we will do with Thriller. A lot of the videos, I hate to use the word video because I like to think of it as a film, which it is. We're doing a short film. A lot of them are so terrible. And I wanted Thriller and Beat It to be a stimulant for people to make better videos or short films.
Okay, here we go. Bang, 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 bang. Shoulder, and bop, and hit, and bop, and up.
It was really wonderful to watch because it's an innate gift that he has. He's a dancer in his soul.
It's Michael Jackson's Thriller, a short film by John Landis that'll scare you out of your tree. See it here only on MTV.
Being shown in selected movie theaters, it was shown last week, so that it'll be eligible for this year's Academy Awards. It is more than just a video. It's a short film and quite a piece of art.
I'm not like other guys.
That may be one of the great understatements of all time.
Michael, I've got to be honest with you because it is amazing. It is amazing to me how your career has taken off. Listen.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Thriller, Michael Jackson. Thriller, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson was injured this evening at the Shrine Auditorium while filming a commercial. He was working with some explosive
Jackson was
devices.
rushed to a hospital last night after suffering 2nd and 3rd degree burns.
But his doctor said the famous patient was doing well.
That we are renaming our burn center as the Michael Jackson Burn Center, and are extremely proud and honored to be able to look forward to the future in which the Michael Jackson Burn Fund is available to provide for the enhancement of the care we provide to our burn patients.
I want to make sure he's all right. I want to see him smiling.
Tonight, the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences presents its annual Grammy Awards for artistry and excellence in the field of recorded entertainment of the past year.
Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. I made a deal with myself. If I win one more award, which is this award, which is 7, which is a record, I would take off my glasses. Now, I don't want to take them off, really, but... well, Katharine Hepburn, who is a dear friend of mine, she told me I should, and I'm doing it for her, okay? And the girls in the back.
Now, since Michael Jackson is the proud winner of 8 shiny new Grammys, you might expect the sales of his records to suddenly surge. Sorry. You see, sales have always been up.
More people have come to record stores like this to buy Michael Jackson's Thriller album than any album in the history of music. 25 million copies so far. Having 7 hit singles off of one album is unheard of. At least it was until now.
There have always been fan clubs, Michael's fans more passionate than most. This club calls itself the PYT.
Jackson's image has been pressed into plastic. In a short 6 months since they first came on the market, Michael Jackson toys, dolls, and other products have been selling with a fury.
They said to tell Michael, please give some TLC to the PYTs.
Jackson has become a mini conglomerate. Albums, video cassettes, concert tours, merchandising tie-ins. This year, Michael Jackson is expected to earn more than $50 million.
Our career is very important.
My father didn't want him to venture off because he felt it would break up the group and he would go in a different direction.
Reluctantly, Michael set out on tour with his brothers.
The Victory Tour will take place tonight, and that's going to be really exciting. It's the fruition of a dream come true.
And it's the show it seems everyone wants to see. It's bigger than the Beatles. It's bigger than Presley. It's bigger than anything. Months passed with nothing to show but ugly headlines documenting a tangled web of battling egos and fights over money and power involving agents, lawyers, and the promoter.
A lot of people are having trouble getting tickets.
We got front row seats for Friday night. It was worth the 38 hours, I guess.
I want you to know that I've decided to donate all my money I make from the performance to charity.
The record company usually like for you to support your album and go on tour. And I don't like to.
From the very beginning, the Victory Tour was designed to be the biggest, the richest, and the most expensive concert tour in the history of rock and roll.
It seems America is still in love with the man with the glove.
Michael Jackson lookalikes seem to be turning up everywhere these days and can make up to $500 per appearance.
I think what's happening with the kids is that he's become their leader. Maybe it's because he's got Webster with him on one side, and they see that he's into kids. He's into a lot of the same things that they are.
People wonder why I always have children around, because I find the thing that I never had through them. I adore all that stuff, because when I was little, it was always work, work, work.
Like there's sometimes I'd be in bed at night sleeping, 12 at night. The door's locked. So I'm giving you 5 seconds. You know, open, I'm gonna kick it down. And you start kicking it. Oh, kick it, like breaking the door. And why did you sign that contract today? I go, I don't know. Or sign it. If you don't sign it, you're in trouble. So you would sign? I had to. He was very physical. He'd throw you and hit you hard as he can.
Listen up. I'd like to say this is our last and final tour. And I think this is our farewell tour. Y'all been wonderful. It's been a long 20 years, and we love you all.
His brothers had no clue he was going to say that
Michael Jackson has a new manager. Jackson has hired the vice president of promotion for Epic Records, Frank DeLeo, to manage his booming career. Formerly, Jackson was managed by his father, Joseph Jackson.
I have worked with a couple other people. I worked with Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder.
And how did he repay you? He bought you something.
Hey, you see?
Yeah,
I couldn't take him anywhere.
Michael Jackson made recording business history today by closing the deal on the Beatles catalog. From now on, all those royalties go to Jackson.
A lot of those Beatles songs are considered sacred songs by people. I mean, they really are more than just pop songs they heard on the radio. They meant something in their lives beyond almost any songs they heard. I mean, Sgt. Pepper particularly, right? And for him to take that catalog and use it in the way he's used it, it's going to have some kind of backlash.
Michael Jackson bypassed the American Music Awards to come in by himself and record one final guide vocal that Quincy could use as a map for the song's chorus parts. Then, a little after 9 p.m., the other singers and their guests began arriving.
The other world, shut up.
So far, the project has yielded $8.7 million that will go to aid starving children in Africa and the United States.
Even Michael's hotel was staked out by his fans.
Hooter, listen, put it back and let's go.
E.T. meets Howard Hughes. That's Michael Jackson.
What's it like looking at yourself, Michael?
I was always trying to be perfect, trying to impress my father. And I wanted him to be proud of me, but he would never say it. He used to make fun of me. You don't look like my child.
I'll never forget this. Janet and myself, I'll say, Janet, shut your eyes. She'd go, okay, let's shut. I said, picture Joseph in a coffin, he's dead. Did you feel sorry? She would go, no. That's what we would do to each other as kids. We would like play games like that.
Do you have a favorite son? Yes. All of them are favorite sons.
They used to call me Big Nose and stuff. And instead of retaliating on them, I just did it with my son.
Michael Jackson's back, and this time he's counting on bad luck. Bad the World Tour that started this week with 13 sold-out nights in Japan. Bad the $2 million video directed by Martin Scorsese. And there's Bad the album that entered the charts at #1. Or Bad the hit single. Bad publicity that's threatened to turn a music legend into a bizarre joke.
This was the Michael Jackson we used to know. After 5 years of comparative seclusion, he's changed his image. Long hair, an even gentler look.
People are talking about it and how foolish he looks.
The look, well, the new look is not too hot, but the album is great, and he's a great entertainer.
By making such a radical change in his appearance, he's going to offend a lot of people, particularly his black audience, which is the base of his appeal.
To most of us, he's just wacko jacko. And if some of the press are to be believed, he bathes in Perrier water, eats flowers for lunch, and sleeps in an oxygen tent.
The latest of the Michael Jackson rumors. Are Michael Jackson and his sister LaToya Jackson actually the same person?
And for him to take that catalog and use it in the way he's used it, it's going to have some kind of backlash.
It's not everybody who tries to buy the Elephant Man's bones and travels with a pet chimpanzee. But his friends say the media's trying to make a monkey out of Michael.
That sounds crazy.
Okay.
His following may be enormous, but some people can be unkindly critical, which has prompted Mr. Jackson to hit back with a letter which ended up in America's People magazine. The letter concludes with the plea, "Have mercy, for I've been bleeding for a long time now."
A lot has been required of you. Do you sometimes regret being so utterly famous?
No, sometime. Only sometime. Sometimes I want to sneak into places and not have any hoopla or...
Bad is unlikely to match the 40 million sales of the phenomenal Thriller, but it's certain to enter next week's album chart at #1.
Michael Mania is once again sweeping the world. What will he sound like? What will he look like? How will he move? No one is really sure, but we are sure of one thing. Here he comes.
How do you feel, and how have you felt over the years about the crowds who, I mean, even come up on stage and try to get near you? What goes through your mind when that happens?
Oh, it hurts to be mobbed.
I bet it does.
Like spaghetti with 1,000 hands coming at it.
Yeah.
I appreciate them enjoying my music and what I do. And I guess that's their way of showing how much they love you. I don't think about much. I don't think at all, actually. I'm feeling it. It's not a thing of thinking or mechanics. It's all spirit and feeling. And sometime, every once in a while, I'll think about the next flight, tomorrow's flight, and where we're going to be. But it's mainly I'm so much into the music, I don't think.
The evaluation of you, have you visited the mall?
She's just a girl. I am the one, oh baby, but the kid is not my son.
I learn so much from him just by watching him. He's a perfectionist. I like that. I like the fact that he's completely aware of what's going on as we're doing it.
I don't associate with him. Only unless it's a rehearsal or I have to be on stage. When we're back in the hotel room, I don't associate with with the people. And you know what? I don't want them to get close, and I don't want them to see me.
Jackson has become more involved not only with acting, but also the art of filmmaking.
Most of my dreams seem to come true, and I'm so thankful that they do. I don't know over what period of time, but I have lots of dreams, and they usually come true, and I'm so glad.
Jackson recently had to cancel some of his American concert dates because of physical exhaustion. The strain of a world tour and having to complete a full-length movie in between seems to have taken its toll on Mike.
Michael will be touring for well over a year. He says it will be his last, and he wants to concentrate on making it his best.
Everything's got to come out just right.
Do we as human beings treat people as animals too many times?
I think so.
When you look in the mirror, are you happy with what you see?
I'm never totally satisfied. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
And the album of the year is The Joshua Tree, U2.
If this record doesn't do as well as Thriller and doesn't win a whole bunch of Grammy Awards, he's going to be very unhappy.
Aren't you going to miss this kind of thing? That energy, the audience is going crazy out there. How are you going to stay away from it?
I don't know. It is my last one.
Are you really never going to do another one?
No. Okay. I said, thank you.
Now, the American Music Award of Achievement. The inscription on this reads, because this album, Bad, is the first ever to generate 5 #1 singles. It has been #1 bestseller in record-breaking 25 countries around the world. And because it's been the largest international seller in each of the last 2 years, the American Music Award of Achievement is presented to Michael Jackson January 30th, 1989.
This award honors you for your consistent artistic and technical excellence in all forms of video and for raising the standard of the art form to new horizons.
Thank you, Brittany.
You're welcome.
Could you lift that up, please?
He said, Eddie, pull it up like I was working for him. And I started to do it too. I was like, yes, Mike. Wait, what am I doing?
The standards we were able to set back in the old days have been somewhat redefined by a young man by the name of Michael Jackson. As you know, he has just finished doing probably the most exciting and the most successful concert tour in modern musical history. Michael Jackson, to me, is simply one of the most amazing entertainers I have ever seen in my life.
The true king of pop, rock, and soul, Mr. Michael Jackson.
Award for Michael Jackson for the greatest video in the history of all videos, Thriller. I'm in this business, but that's one person when he's around. I'm still like, I don't know what to say now. It's like, you know, you want to go home now. It's like, yeah, the show is over.
AIDS has always been a disease of them, not us. Those homosexuals, those drug addicts, not people like you and me. Whole communities turned their back on the epidemic and said that it just couldn't happen to them.
You've had a very front row seat to prejudice, haven't you?
Very much so.
Ryan White's life ended Sunday morning after a 5.5-year battle with AIDS, but he has left behind a legacy.
The mourners gathered, including a host of celebrities like Elton John, Phil Donahue, Michael Jackson, and First Lady Barbara Bush.
Donald, why did you come?
Not right now, thank you.
At the historic meeting of showbiz and big biz, music's magic man and the Midas mogul ran the media gauntlet to open the world's glitziest casino.
Welcome in the White House once again. Glad you're here, sir. It's very big you're here.
Are you happy with your face? Yeah. I'm happy with my face. Yeah. You're happy with it on? Yeah. Because I don't want to.
Are you a prayerful person?
Pardon?
I said, are you a prayerful type person?
Yeah, I pray a lot, yeah.
The rock star was admitted last night after complaining of chest pains. The hospital kept a tight lid on Jackson's exact ailment, saying that he was in stable condition after a night of tests. Those tests include cardiac analysis, but the hospital ruled out a heart attack. There's no word on when Jackson will be released from the hospital.
Not a lot, just he's undergoing tests and they don't know what's wrong. So it's really worrisome to not know anything. We just don't know what to think.
One fan was arrested after going too far. A 42-year-old who uses the name Billie Jean Jackson was arrested for violating a restraining order mandating that she stay 500 feet away from the pop star. And according to spokesman Bob Jones, Jackson was particularly distraught over the recent deaths of both his maternal grandmother and entertainer Sammy Davis Jr.
You can do anything you want to do.
Pressure from the album, the pressure on independent engagements, etc., etc., etc.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker video game, only on the Genesis system by Sega.
LaToya.
Find out what life was really like behind the scenes with my glamorous family, and read the book they didn't want me to write.
It is a tremendous musical legacy, orchestrated by the Jacksons' parents, Joe and Catherine. But it's a legacy that apparently does not include LaToya.
My brothers are grown now, and they have all approached me at different times. And they've cried, and they've said, I'm terribly afraid of my father.
According to LaToya, it was a home with many secrets.
You must understand, it's not just my father, it's my mother too. And the only reason that I'm telling this and saying this, Michael, if you're listening, is to help you. Again, you're covering up your true feelings, you're hiding, and you shouldn't do that. Express yourself and let it out.
Yeah, Douglas never used to have that. Mother did.
What are you talking about with Michael Jackson?
What do we talk about? Well, first I beg him not to wear sunglasses.
We're gonna lay the law down there. But we went out. I am not going to Disney. Okay, that's out. Okay, I didn't ask you to go to Disney. Okay, we're going to the restaurant. Afterwards, we're going to a strip club. I am not going to a strip club. Who admire you and know you're wonderful and great, they're jealous if they wish they were in your place. Wish they were in your shoes. And M is one of them. She's a woman, and I think that's what bothers her. Women don't scream for other women, and men are too cruel to scream for women. And I get that. I get the fainting and the adulation and the notoriety that she doesn't. She can't get that.
James.
It's a place where I feel that you can return to your childhood. You find grown-ups, doing things they hadn't done since they were like 10 years old. Neverland is me, It represents the totality of who I am.
This was supposed to be Michael Jackson's month, the premiere of his most expensive video ever. But now he's been sabotaged by his big brother.
You've changed your shape. What's your color wrong?
Radio stations are playing it every hour, back to back with Michael's new single, Black and White. Fitter Germain, second banana in the old Jackson 5.
We're creative people. I couldn't get to him, so I put it in a song. My frustrations, I put it into words.
And with brothers like Germain, who needs LaToya?
When Michael became very successful, Jermaine was very hurt by it.
You're smart, Hammer. You're smart. You know why? Because I'm dangerous.
If you're sitting down, get up. It's time for the MTV world premiere of Michael Jackson's Black or White. Featured in the video are Macaulay Culkin, Bart Simpson, Slash from Guns N' Roses.
The international broadcast premiere of Black or White was immediately followed by uproar and condemnation. We played the short film for Elaine Blythe, president of the Film Advisory Board.
And all these kids in this film, and the kids watch it.
Jackson says he was only trying to interpret the animalistic instincts of the panther into a dance.
Look at that.
I deeply regret any pain or hurt that the final segment of Black or White has caused children, their parents, or any other viewers.
Chill out, my boy.
It is D-Day for Michael Jackson's Dangerous album. It's finally been released. The release is so big, a 20-foot-high billboard has been put up in Hollywood to welcome the album, which has been 4 years in the making.
He always manages to pull a surprise out of his hat at the last minute.
Critics are already giving Dangerous mixed reviews, but record industry officials believe it's still going to sell very well. To do so, Jackson is going to have to meet his already high standards, selling somewhere between the 25 million copies he sold of Bad, the 48 million of Thriller. It's just the kind of boost the record industry could use this year.
The presence or absence of a major blockbuster album like Michael Jackson can spell a difference between victory and disaster.
From talk of his family disputes, to his allegedly bleaching his skin, to the public's outcry for him to edit out the groping and violence in his original $4 million video. The first project completed under his more than $50 million record and movie deal with Sony. The question is, will the hype be enough to turn around an overall 11% drop in record sales during the first half of the year?
You know, I've never had a relationship. My brothers have been married. My brothers have had girlfriends. I really haven't had one. How long does it take you to get over that? Years. Hell of a long time.
All right, everybody, this is Camera, so give it your best. Like Michael Jackson.
And this is Teddy talking. He took me to the back, and I thought he, meaning Michael, was gonna lecture me, you know, like I did this chord wrong or something, and he was like, played up on the piano, that melody, everything is just great about this song. And what I want to do to this is I want it to be full of love. I can't tell you who I'm writing this about, but I know this is gonna be our second single.
Well, I always knew you would. What? Be sexy.
Michael Jackson is to undertake a massive world tour this year to promote his Dangerous LP.
In the 1980s, you had the largest selling album in history with Thriller. Now, with Dangerous, you've given us the fastest selling album of your career. We're prouder than ever to have you part of the Sony music family. The thrilling fact is that the best is definitely yet to come.
The man who creates the magic, the king of pop, the world's greatest entertainer, Mr. Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson is the king of pop.
I told him it was a touchy time because of the playoffs. And he said that basically he can work around my schedule.
I'm out here trying to follow this man's lead. It was totally ludicrous, and I felt stupid, but I guess that's the way they wanted to look.
It's Michael Jackson who's inspired me. Congratulations, Mr. Jackson. You are the entertainer of the year.
What's made me hold on? What has saved my life is children. Because being a celebrity and then becoming an icon, like an international phenomenon, you see how vindictive man can be, see how cruel, how abusive, how judgmental. But children represent honesty, just a pure innocence.
Don't you love it when they dance at football games? While you haven't seen anything yet, the Lay's Super Bowl halftime show starring Michael Jackson, live Super Sunday on NBC.
You have to remember, Michael was the gigantic star, so offering him the Super Bowl was not, oh my God, I've got to do that. But when I explained it to him, this will be a platform for you to reach more people than anything else that you could do. The halftime performance actually beat out the rating of the game, which had never happened before.
That was the thing that moved the halftime show to a different level. And that's, you know, that's what it was to be Michael Jackson.
Michael is determined to attack huge problems: hunger, poverty, disease, with his talent and the force of his commitment.
To make a real difference, we must all care and commit to be part of the solution.
Now, hear him talk live. That's dangerous.
The King of Pop talks to Oprah live Wednesday, February 10th.
The whole objective for that interview was to humanize him to the world.
And he's to sue the Daily Mirror for an article which claimed his face had been left hideously disfigured by plastic surgery.
He may or may not be addicted to prescription drugs.
To most of us, he's just wacko jacko.
Is your skin lighter because you don't like being black?
This is the situation. I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. It's something that I cannot help, okay? But when people make up stories that I don't want to be who I am, it hurts me.
So when did this start? When did the color of your skin start to change?
Oh boy, sometime after Thriller.
What do you want most? What do you want the world to know about you most?
As to be an artist, a great artist. I love what I do, and I would love people to love what I do. And to be loved, I just simply want to be loved.
Michael Jackson wasn't created in isolation. He was shaped by television, by race, by commerce, by American optimism, and American anxiety.
This man is going to be humiliated beyond belief. He will not believe it. He will not believe what's going to happen to him. Beyond his worst nightmares, sell one more record